All right, so I'm here with Miss Marianna Palka, and we are going to be talking about her first film, Good Dick, which she wrote, directed, and starred in. And I have many questions for her because she's a triple threat, and I want to know how she did it.
Well, you're a triple threat as well.
Soon to be,
Soon
hopefully.
to be triple threat.
So I want to start from the very beginning of what, when you first decided to write Good Dick, what was the inspiration for
the writing?
For the writing of it?
Well, I suppose I was really frustrated at that time with some of the auditions that I was going on as an actress, and I felt like I could do more, and I had come from New York where I had been doing a lot of stuff in the theatre, and I felt really open and relaxed and excited about my job as an actress, and I felt like I just wanted to do something that was on film that was more interesting than anything I'd seen before, or maybe anything that I'd gone out for before. So it was like out of that kind of frustration that I just decided to write the script like in secret. So I wrote it and then had it, and then once I had it I could show it to people and talk to them about it, which was really like a good way to have the script evolve basically. But it was really like an organic process. It wasn't really planned. There was nothing about it that I planned.
Yeah.
in the
And
writing.
had you ever written anything before?
Nothing. First thing I ever wrote. And I was really driven to write it for another reason, which is that I heard this statistic about like that 1 in 3 women are sexually abused before the age of 16.
Wow, okay.
So that just really was so overwhelming to me.
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked by that, and that also was a reason to write a story about someone who was a survivor of sexual abuse.
Wow.
Because I was sort of shocked by that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. How long did it take you to write the first draft, for instance?
Well, the first thing I ever had was 60 pages long.
Uh-huh.
So that was just what came out of me, and then after that I had a read through of it and I realised it was a feature and it needed to be, longer, and so then all in all it was about 6 months maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Okay. And what did you do? You had the script and you knew you wanted to make it. Did you know that you knew you wanted to act in it? Did you know you wanted to direct it right away?
Not initially. Not initially. I thought that I was going to get a director. Actually, in my mind, I thought your brother was going to direct it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I was like, Nick will direct this. This will be great, which would have been brilliant.
Yeah,
But then I realised that I could do it. That it wasn't really necessary for me to have an additional person on board, that I could really direct myself, and I was comfortable doing that. So I also think I was a little bit scared to do it. But when I realised that there isn't really a set of rules in those terms, like you don't have to go to film school, you don't have to like do certain things in order to be a director, like you can just direct a film and then you're a director. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's cool.
So then you had the script, and then you knew you wanted to make it yourself and direct it yourself. How did you go about finding other people to work with you? Like how did you find your producers?
Well,
Cora and Jen,
who are great producers.
Yeah.
They Jason and I were at a party, so Jason and I already had this production company and we were already planning on producing it. And we were talking to them about this thing that we wanted to do, and they seemed really interested in it, and they were about to start shooting The Babysitters in New York. Oh yeah. So they went away and they did that, and they were still like talking to me and really excited about it, and so basically it was again a very organic thing. Like I just literally bumped into them and they really liked the script, and it was really wonderful. And that was like I met them in the February before the fall that we shot, so it was really soon.
That was quick, yeah.
Very fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you, so once you had them on board, how did you start assembling the team? of everyone working? Like, I don't even know where we should start. Do we start, maybe who did you start with? Did you start finding actors you knew you wanted to work with? Was that one of the first?
That was, like, in my mind, the most important thing, along with the DP. So Cora and Jen kind of introduced me to the DP, the editor. I met with some people and sort of talked to them and chose who I wanted to work with out of people that they introduced me to in terms of crew. And then with the actors, I had written the parts for people that I knew.
Yeah.
So everybody in the film is basically my friend.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I gave them the script, and we talked to them, and they were really excited about doing it. So that's how it all sort of came together.
And when you met Andre Lascaris was her DP and is going to be the DP on IMI. When you met with him, what was that meeting like? Was he the only DP you met with?
He was the first and only, because the minute I met him, the plan was to meet with other people. Yeah. But I met him on Vermont, and we were like so like we just clicked. Yeah. And he had read the script, and I was really excited to talk to him about the feeling of the film, and he just understood it. Like, he understood what it was that was required from his job in that specific moment, and he hadn't really worked with anyone who had directed something that they were acting in before. Yeah. But it was clear to me that he got what that would require from the DP and stuff. So it was just like we had an instant rapport, and that was like my most exciting journey with the entire film. I could say that, creatively working with Andre was so much fun, and it did sort of birth me as a director. So I'm excited for all of his future work, and I'm excited for IMI, because I think it's, he's so unique and he's so special, and his whole thing, his mantra basically is to service the story and to service your particular story. So it's going to be so good. I'm so excited to see this movie.
It's funny because he's not the first person I met with.
Because
I didn't want to assume that, because Cora and Jen suggested him right away, and I knew I loved what he had done with Good Dick. But I didn't want to assume that I was going to just use, work with the same person.
Sure.
And then I met with him.
Yeah.
And he was so clearly, and the other people were lovely, really great, other great DPs. But I met with him, and it was just like what you were saying. There was like this click, and he brought in a short story too. He's like, I think you should look at this short story. It was a short story that I had looked at in my research. Yeah. And I was just like, well, he just completely got this, you know, and it was really cool.
And it's so great to have that ability to like communicate in visuals or communicate in stories. It's really like the reason why I'm a filmmaker, because I love that. You know? I love that dialogue that goes back and forth. Yeah.
Did you audition anyone for it?
No
one.
No one.
Just knew.
The only person I didn't know was Martin Starr. And I had originally written that part for Jeremy Strong, my friend, and he went away to do a film called Humboldt County, which he was the lead in, so he couldn't do Good Dick because they were shooting at the same time. So I just met Martin for a coffee, and he had read the script and really liked it, and he was also driving a Honda Civic, a red Honda Civic, which was the car in the movie, so
perfect.
I was like, it's meant to be. Clearly. This is how I make my decisions.
And then you, let's see. Okay, well, this is a huge question.
Yeah.
It'll probably be in a couple parts, but how did you begin to prepare yourself as an actor and director for this? How did you work on the part before pre-production started? How did you get ready for this?
Well, my plan was to be as prepared as I possibly could be, because I didn't really know what it was going to mean or how much energy it was going to take from me to direct it. But I did know what it was going to take as the actress, so what I wanted to do was kind of not have to think about that in a stressful way. The acting part. So being as prepared as possible and having the entire cast as prepared as possible was my way of really kind of essentially preparing for what was inevitably going to be something where a lot of variables would come up, and there was going to be a lot of stress and various things were going to go wrong potentially. You know what I mean? People tell you that on your first feature film as a director, like whether you're acting in it or not, you're gonna meet with challenges. So I wanted to kind of make the challenges as minimal as possible, in the sense that if I was prepared with Andre as much as I possibly could be as the DP, then you know, he and I would be telepathic on set, and there would be literally like not that many issues, because we know what we were shooting. And with the actors, I basically had the opinion that we were doing a play for the crew, so that we could have done Good Dick, the play, you know, as we began shooting, like on day one. We could have done it like all the way through. Everybody knew their lines. And everyone knew what the point of every scene was, you know. And we also didn't have a lot of time. We shot for 17 days, so pre-production was more stressful in a way than shooting, because because it was, you know, it took a lot of energy. And you're not like getting a final product at that point, because you're still just like climbing the mountain. But the fact that like stuff is actually going into the camera when you're shooting is like so nice. It's like a nice feeling. So there's a lot to say about that, but that's cool.
Okay, we're gonna go into the second part.
Okay.
One moment.